women are taught to dress modestly in public. All right. You can't do any revealing clothes. Your attire, it has to cover your shoulders, and your knees in certain areas. Like certain areas you go in to buy, you have to have your shoulders covered and your knees covered if you are a woman.
They call me a god. 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 Let's go.
See, I'm seeing two extremities here. It's like either women can't stand men to the point to where they don't give a fuck what they talking about, what they doing, what they saying, what they whatever, and they just want to do whatever because they don't give a fuck about men. They don't need no nigga, right? All they need is a bag, right? Keke Palmer words, not mine. Okay, I don't need a man. All I need is a bag. You feel what I'm talking about? It's women feeling like that. And then on the other end of the spectrum, it's almost like it's no in between. And on the other end of the spectrum is a whole bunch of women who are like these pick-me's who are so pressed to have the validation of a man that they'll just do anything to get him to want her. Like it ain't other men, once they get fixated on one man, they stalking the dude. Like, I don't get that. I don't understand that. So that's another woman acting foolish. Now, I said Sukihana was the first one. Now, Carly Russell, the second one. Okay. Now, let's not forget, Sukihana, the same girl that was was supposedly sexually harassed by YK Osiris. We seen the clip. If you haven't seen the clip, I don't have a clip. I'm not gonna post a clip. But she was like sitting at this panel doing like a podcast or something, and it was videotaped, and here comes UK Osiris basically grabbing her by the throat and then just putting his tongue down her throat, just right there. But at the same time, what you expect from the type of behavior she has. This is what I mean when I say that black women are the most disrespected women in the world, right? But what are we doing that will deem us suitable to get respected? When you start looking at the women of the world who represent black women, when people think of who the women, like when other people of other countries or other races look at black women and try to look for a black woman who is currently the standard for black women, who do they name? Let's name some. Beyonce. That's a good one. Rihanna. That's a good one. Who else? Who else can we name? That everybody like that people that aren't inside of our community can just list off as the representation of black women. Once you stop at Rihanna, it's like, okay, Cardi B. And Cardi B ain't even black. It's like a big ass gap. It's like, okay, outside of Beyonce and Rihanna, who's doing something pretty dope with their lives in general, right? Businesswomen own their own businesses worth billions of dollars. One of them is married. The other one is in a long-term relationship with the same guy. Pretty decent women, right? Who else represents black women positively that you can name? That ain't on stage talking about how they can't stand niggas. Who ain't on stage talking about they pussy. Who ain't on stage used to be a stripper. Because, I understand that the entertainment industry, the black sector of the entertainment industry, has a lot of strippers and rap artists, and we're talking about females and actresses and stuff like that. But when we talk about the top tier performers, how come all of the top tier performers in the entertainment industry all rap about sexuality? Like, the people who are allowing this cannot stand black women. You feel what I'm talking about? Because where is the talent Cause it ain't like this music is like the best. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like put it like this. I'm assuming that the internet has something to do with this for artists like Meg Thee Stallion or Lotto or the girl with the red hair. What's that chick name? I forgot. She got red hair. She had a little bush. You know, shit like that music. I don't know. It's poison. It's poison. Anyway, we talked about Sukihana. We talked about Carly. Okay. So let's talk about this lady. I see somebody said Candace Owens. You know how many people can't stand Candace Owens? We're going to get on Candace Owens in a minute. Maybe if I remember, we're going to talk about Candace Owens. So, Tierra Allen, a woman from the United States in Houston, she's from Houston, has been detained for over 2 months in Dubai for screaming in public. She is a social media influencer and works as a truck driver. And was charged for yelling at a person from a car rental company after he screamed at her and demanded money to return her valuables like her ID and credit card. Now, mind you, in that country, a female is not allowed to raise her voice. If she raises her voice, it's punishable by jail time. That's the reason why the women in Dubai always look so classy all the time. I have 2 female friends from Dubai. The most feminine, soft-spoken, sweetest, nicest women. They are well taken care of by their men. The men respect their women there so much. But let me tell you what women in Dubai can't do. Let me tell you what women in Dubai can't do. And we don't talk about often. Number 1, you can't do PDA in Dubai. You can't hug your boyfriend, kiss him, all that stuff. I was just talking about Cardi B earlier, dropping it like it was hot on her husband and twerking on him and licking her tongue out, and kissing him and holding him. You can't do that in Dubai. That's not allowed. Okay. The women there have a dress code. Okay. Women are taught to dress modestly in public. All right. You can't do any revealing clothes. Your attire, it has to cover your shoulders and your knees in certain areas. Like certain areas you go in Dubai, you have to have your shoulders covered and your knees covered if you are a woman. All right. You can't consume alcohol. They have specific alcohol consumption restrictions for women. Can't do that. And we could look at reality TV right now and just look at the damn Zeus network and see that all of that stuff is alcohol influence. Every reality show we seen, somebody got a glass of wine or some shit in their hand. I mean, the whole reason why it gets as emotional and entertaining and all over the place is because most times them people drunk or high. So in Dubai, you can't be under the alcohol in like a public area. Everything is alcohol free. You can't share a room with somebody that you're not married to. You can't share a hotel room, nothing, with somebody you're not married to. And Dubai isn't even the only place where you can't do that at. It's so many other places, other countries that you cannot lay up in a hotel room with somebody that you're not married to. You can't swear or speak offensive. So that clip that I showed y'all of Sukihana talking about how she was going to, she wanted her, what she say? She wanted her coochie scratched. She wanted her coochie scratched. And she wanted to eat a nigga ass. You can't say that in Dubai. Especially not in front of the place where the king or the most important person lives. You know, she was screaming that shit at Buckingham Palace. Do you know how much of a disgrace that is? And people in UK pissed off. It ain't like they happy about it. They upset. You know what I'm talking about? Can't do no shit like that. So much shit you can't do. Photography. You can't take pictures of the local people in Dubai. That's not allowed without their permission, especially women. And a lot of the women there, they don't want to be photographed. without their permission. So you can't just go in Dubai. Like, I notice it's not a lot of pictures out there. Like, when I look on social media, I see pictures, but I always see pictures of the person that it belongs to. I don't see, like, I don't see a lot of footage of Dubai like I do like in America. You can't do that. Okay. So let's talk about another person that I couldn't believe the way she acted was just surprising me. Let's see. This lady, Carlisha Hood. Now, this is a sensitive topic too. Hear me out, because I know some of y'all might not like what I got to say about this. All right. If y'all don't remember the story, I'm going to tell you. Carlisha Hood, 35, was accused of getting her son, who was 14, to shoot Jeremy Brown, 32. And this was on June 18th. She went to Maxwell Street Express fast food takeout restaurant just before 11 p.m. with her son sitting in the car. A surveillance video shows that Jeremy Brown was punching Carlisha Hood multiple times. And eventually the charges of her son killing Jeremy Brown got shot because of this surveillance video. Now, in the video, you can see Jeremy Brown yelling at Hood, "Get your food." And she starts to argue with him. While she continued to yell back at him, he shouted, "Oh my God, if you say one more thing, I'm going to knock you out." He then took a big swing and punched her, with other customers in the store looking on, upset, and running away. Hood was arrested and charged with murder. And so was her son. Now, here's my thing. Now, the charges were dropping everything. Y'all know that. So, y'all know that story. Here's my thing about this story. I would not have been arguing with him. I'm not saying her arguing with him deserved him punching her like that. But anytime as a woman you see a man and his level of anger and crazy, do not argue back with him.